The loud alarm woke Dr. Alan Carter from a deep sleep. He jumped out of bed and ran to the ship's main deck. The alarm only rang when something big happened. "What's going on?" he asked as he burst through the doors. His 4 blue tentacles moved wildly behind him, showing his excitement. Captain Jack Porter turned to him, his green scales shining under the bright lights. "We found something in space. Something that should not exist." Alan hurried to the big window that looked out into space. A small, beat-up spaceship floated nearby. It was an old human design, one he had only seen in history books. "A human ship?" Alan asked, his voice shaking. "But they've been gone for over 300 years. Not just the ship," Jack said, pointing to a screen. "Look inside." Alan's eyes grew wide. On the screen, he could see a clear pod. Inside was a sleeping woman with pale skin and red hair. A human woman. "This is not possible," Alan whispered. His hands shook as he checked the data coming in. Humans died out during the Great Death, every single one of them. Humans were special to all alien races. They were the first to reach the stars. They helped other races. They taught aliens how to travel faster than light. But then a strange space storm hit Earth and all human colonies. Within 200 years, all humans were gone. "The pod readings say she's alive," said Lisa Green, the ship's doctor. Though she looked like a walking tree with glowing eyes, her voice was soft and kind. "The pod kept her safe from the radiation that killed the others." Alan moved closer to the screen. "Who is she?" "Her pod says her name is Kate Miller," Lisa said. "She was a scientist on a ship called the Nova Dawn. They were exploring new planets when something went wrong." The Nova Dawn. Alan had read about that ship. It disappeared 286 years ago, right when the space storm hit. Everyone thought it was destroyed. "We're bringing the pod on board," Captain Jack said. "Dr. Carter, I want you there when we open it." Alan nodded, feeling both scared and excited. As the chief alien life expert, he had studied dead human bodies before. But a living human? This was beyond anything he had ever dreamed. The recovery team, wearing special suits that protected them from possible dangers, carefully brought the pod into the ship's medical bay. It was old, but still working. Soft blue light glowed from inside, keeping the woman frozen in time. "Her body readings are strong," Lisa said, checking the pod's data. "Heart rate low but steady. Brain activity normal for deep sleep. She's healthy." Alan couldn't stop staring at the human. She looked so peaceful, like she was just taking a nap. Her face was smooth with a small nose and full lips. Her red hair was cut short, floating around her head in the pod's liquid. "Humans," said Officer Ben Quick, a small alien made of living crystal. "They were so important, yet most of us have never seen one alive. My grandmother used to tell stories about them. She said they were the kindest and most dangerous beings in the galaxy." "Both true," Alan said. "They helped races like yours reach the stars, but they also fought terrible wars among themselves." He touched the pod gently. "They were so much like us, yet so different. They had something special, a drive to explore, to push limits, to dream big. When they disappeared, the galaxy lost something important." Admiral Mary Winters entered the room. Everyone stood straighter. The Admiral was the highest-ranking officer in this part of space. She was tall and thin, with gray skin that seemed to shift like smoke. "Report," she said. "It's confirmed, Admiral," Alan said. "A living human female, approximately 30 years old when she entered the pod. DNA matches what we have in our records. Her name is Kate Miller." The Admiral walked slowly around the pod, studying the human from all angles. "The Council must be informed immediately," she said. "This changes everything." "Changes what?" Lisa asked. "Everything," the Admiral repeated. "For centuries, we've been following the path humans set for us, using their technology, living by their rules. But without their guidance, we've been stuck. Not moving forward as fast as we should." She looked at Alan. "The void is coming, Dr. Carter. That dark force at the edge of our galaxy that swallows everything in its path. Our scientists can't figure out how to stop it. And you think one human can help? Alan asked. Humans always found ways to do the impossible, the Admiral said. And right now we need the impossible. She touched a button on her wrist, and a hologram appeared, a map of the galaxy, with a dark spot growing larger at one edge, the void. We'll reach the first inhabited planet in 3 months, she said. We're out of options. She looked at the sleeping human woman, then at the medical team. Wake her up, she ordered. Now. Cold. That was the first thing Kate Miller felt. Cold that went deep into her bones. Slowly, the cold changed to a feeling of pins and needles as her body warmed up. Her eyes felt very heavy, like someone had put weights on them. After trying hard, she finally opened them. Above her was a strange ceiling that glowed and pulsed with light. It was nothing like the ceiling of her ship, the Nova Dawn. The patient is getting better, said a soft, musical voice from somewhere in the room, brain function returning to normal. Kate tried to sit up, but her body would not listen to her. She could only turn her head. What she saw made her want to scream. Standing next to her bed was something that looked almost like a man. He had human-shaped arms and legs. He had a face with 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. But his skin was light blue and 4 long tentacles grew from his back, moving gently in the air. Don't be afraid, Ms. Miller, the blue man said in perfect English. I am Dr. Alan Carter. You are safe on our ship, the Star Voyager. Kate tried to speak, but her throat hurt. After a few tries, she managed to ask, What are you? Dr. Carter smiled. The smile looked both normal and strange on his blue face. I am a cephalian, but with some human DNA mixed in. My great-great-grandparents were helped by humans long ago. They gave us technology and knowledge. In a way, you could say I am partly your child. Kate's mind filled with memories, the Nova Dawn, the emergency alarms, the captain yelling for everyone to get to the escape pods, the ship breaking apart. My crew, she said, her voice rough from not being used for so long. Where is everyone? From the Nova Dawn? Dr. Carter's smile disappeared. He looked sad. I'm sorry, Ms. Miller. Your ship was found floating empty in space. You were the only one still alive. Kate felt tears form in her eyes. How long? She asked. What's the last date you remember? Dr. Carter asked gently. March 15th, 2189, Kate said, without thinking. Dr. Carter looked at someone else in the room, a being made of crystal that sparkled in the light. Then he turned back to Kate. Ms. Miller. Kate, today is April 12th, 2475. You have been asleep in that pod for 286 years? That's not possible, Kate whispered. But deep inside, she knew it was true. The stasis pods on the Nova Dawn were new technology, not fully tested. They were meant to keep people asleep for maybe 10 or 20 years during long space trips, not centuries. There is more, Dr. Carter said, taking her hand. His skin felt cool and smooth. The reason we were so surprised to find you is because there are no more humans left. What? Kate tried to sit up again, and this time her body obeyed a little. She managed to prop herself up on her elbows. What do you mean, no more humans? Something happened after your ship disappeared, Dr. Carter explained. A strange storm in space. It sent invisible poison, radiation, to Earth, and all the planets where humans lived. It didn't kill them right away, but over time the radiation made humans sick. They couldn't have children. Eventually they all died out. Kate felt like someone had punched her in the stomach. All of them? Earth? The colonies? Everyone? Dr. Carter nodded. The last human died 86 years ago. An old man on a planet called New Eden. We thought that was the end of humanity. Until we found you. Kate lay back down, trying to understand. Everyone she had ever known, her parents, her friends, her crewmates, had been dead for centuries. Her entire species was gone. But how did I survive, she asked. Your pod, said a new voice. Kate turned to see the walking crystal person move closer. Hello, Kate Miller. I am Ben Quick. Your stasis pod was special. It had extra shields that protected you from the radiation. That's why you are still alive and healthy. Kate looked at her hands, turning them over. They looked the same as always, but now they were the only human hands left in the whole galaxy. We have many questions for you, Dr. Carter said, but they can wait. You need to rest. No, Kate said firmly. I want to know everything. What happened after humans disappeared? Who runs things now? What year did you say it was again? Doctor. Carter smiled. You're showing typical human curiosity. That's good to see. He pressed a button, and the bed Kate was lying on slowly lifted her to a sitting position. I'll tell you everything, he promised. But first, there's someone who wants to meet you. The door slid open, and a tall figure entered. It was shaped like a human woman, but its skin was gray and seemed to move like smoke. Its eyes were completely black, with small stars shining in them. Kate Miller, Dr. Carter said. This is Admiral Mary Winters, commander of the Galactic Alliance fleet, and she needs your help. The medical room where Kate stayed was made to feel like Earth. The aliens had tried their best, but everything felt slightly wrong to her. The gravity was a bit too light, making her feel like she might float away. The air smelled too clean, missing the natural sense of Earth. The lights were a bit too blue. How are you feeling today? Dr. Carter asked as he entered the room. It had been 3 days since Kate woke up. Better, she said. She was dressed in clothes the aliens had made for her based on human designs in their history files. Still trying to accept everything. Dr. Carter nodded. I can't imagine how hard this must be for you. Kate looked out the window at the stars. Tell me more about what happened to humans. You said there was a space storm? We call it the scattering, Dr. Carter explained. He sat down in a chair that adjusted to fit his tentacles. It happened about 280 years ago. Strange energy waves moved through space, hitting Earth and all human colonies with invisible radiation. Radiation that only affected humans? Kate asked. Yes. It damaged human DNA in a way that couldn't be fixed. At first, nothing seemed wrong. But then humans started getting sick. Women couldn't have babies. Men became sterile. Children who were born had health problems. He showed Kate a tablet with a graph on it. The line showed human population numbers dropping lower and lower over time. Humans tried everything to save themselves. Dr. Carter continued. They changed their DNA. They built special protected cities. They even tried to make mechanical bodies to put their brains in. But nothing worked. The radiation had changed something basic in human cells. And my pod protected me? Kate asked. Yes. The Nova, Dawn's escape pods, had experimental shields. We think your pod drifted into deep space far from any star systems. That kept you safe while the radiation spread everywhere else. A new person entered the room. She looked like a human woman with dark skin, but her eyes were completely purple and her hair moved like it was underwater. Hello, Kate Miller, she said in a musical voice. I am Lily Blue, the ship's historian. Lily has been studying human history for 50 years, Dr. Carter said. Kate shook Lily's hand. It felt smooth, like touching silk. I have many questions for you, Lily said, sitting down. But first you probably have questions for me. Yes, Kate said. What happened to everything humans built, our cities, our knowledge? Lily smiled. Humans may be gone, but their legacy is everywhere. She waved her hand, and the wall turned into a screen showing images from across the galaxy. These are the great human libraries on the planet Athena, Lily explained, showing huge buildings filled with books and computers. We've preserved all human knowledge we could find. The images changed to show museums with human art, music halls, playing human songs, and schools where alien children learned about Earth history. Before humans died out, they made sure to save their culture, Lily said. They knew they wouldn't survive, so they focused on passing everything to the younger races they had helped. Younger races? Kate asked. Humans were the first to reach the stars, Dr. Carter explained. When they found other intelligent life, they helped us develop. They shared technology, medicine, science. Without humans, most species would still be stuck on their home planets. The screen showed images of early meetings between humans and various alien races, the first contact with the crystal people, humans teaching reptile-like aliens how to build spaceships, human doctors helping tree people cure diseases. Humans created the Galactic Alliance, Lily said. They brought together 27 different species who didn't trust each other. They made the laws that still keep peace today. Kate felt proud and sad at the same time. Her people were gone, but they had left behind so much good. There's something else you should see, Dr. Carter said. He stood up and held out his hand. Can you walk? Kate nodded. Her legs felt stronger now. She followed Dr. Carter and Lily out of the medical room and down a long hallway. They entered an elevator that moved sideways instead of up and down. When the doors opened, they were in a huge round room. The walls were clear, showing the stars outside. In the middle was a large hologram of the galaxy, spinning slowly. Admiral Mary Winters was there, talking to other officers. She turned when Kate entered. Good. You're here, she said. It's time you learned why finding you matters so much. She waved her hand through the hologram and it zoomed in on one edge of the galaxy. There was a dark spot there, like a hole in space. This is what we call the void, Admiral Winters explained. It appeared 3 years ago and has been growing larger. It swallows everything it touches, planets, stars, ships. Nothing comes back out. What is it? Kate asked, staring at the darkness. We don't know, the Admiral said. Our scientists have tried everything to stop it or slow it down. Nothing works. She looked straight at Kate. But humans were always good at solving impossible problems. Your people had a special way of thinking, of finding answers no one else could see. I'm just one person, Kate said. I'm not a genius. I was a xenoarchaeologist. I studied alien ruins. But you're human, Dr. Carter said. The last human. And right now, we need human thinking more than ever. The Admiral pointed to a bright spot on the hologram near the void. This is the planet Harmony, home to over 4 billion people. The void will reach it in 3 months. After that, it will keep spreading until it devours the entire galaxy. Kate looked at the 3 aliens, their faces worried and hopeful at the same time. Will you help us? Lily asked. Kate stood in front of the large screen in the ship's main meeting room. The screen showed the void, the dark, growing thing that threatened the galaxy. After 2 weeks on the star Voyager, Kate had learned much about the current state of the galaxy and the danger it faced. The void first appeared here, Admiral Winters said, pointing to a spot on the map. It was small then, just the size of a moon. But it grew quickly. Kate studied the movement patterns. During her time on the Nova Dawn, she had studied alien, ruins and artifacts, but she also knew basic physics. All humans on deep space missions had to learn many subjects. It moves like it has a purpose, Kate said. It's not just drifting. It changes direction to go toward planets with people on them. Yes, said Dr. Carter. At first we thought it was a natural thing, like a black hole. But black holes don't change direction. Kate pointed to the edge of the void. Have you tried shooting different kinds of energy at it? Lily Blue nodded. We've tried everything. Lasers, plasma, even antimatter bombs. Nothing affects it. What about tachyon particles? Kate asked. The 3 aliens looked at each other with confused expressions. What are tachyon particles? Admiral Winters asked. Kate was surprised. Didn't humans share that technology before? They died out. My father helped develop it. Tachyons are particles that move faster than light. They can disrupt certain types of energy fields. Dr. Carter shook his head. We have mentions of tachyon research in old human records, but many files were damaged during the scattering. We never got the complete information. I know how to build a tachyon emitter, Kate said, but I'd need help. For the first time since she'd met her, Admiral Winters smiled. You will have all the help you need. Over the next 2 weeks, Kate worked with the best scientists from different alien races. They set up a large room for her on the ship with everything she needed to build a tachyon emitter. Dr. Carter was with her most of the time, helping her understand the new materials and technologies that had been developed since humans disappeared. Your people continued to grow and invent after humans were gone, Kate said as she worked on a complex circuit board. Yes, but not as quickly, Dr. Carter replied. Humans had a special way of looking at problems. You would make leaps of thinking that surprised everyone. Without humans pushing us forward, we became more careful. Careful isn't bad, Kate said. No, but sometimes you need to take risks to solve big problems, Dr. Carter said. Like the void. One day, while Kate was working on a power connection, she noticed Dr. Carter staring at her. What? She asked. I was just thinking how strange it is, he said. My ancestors worshipped humans almost like gods, the beings who came from the stars and lifted us up, and now here I am, working with the last human. I'm no god, Kate said with a small laugh. I'm just a scientist who got very lucky, or unlucky depending on how you look at it. If you help us stop the void, songs will be sung about you for thousands of years, Dr. Carter said. Kate blushed. Let's focus on finishing this emitter first. After 3 weeks of hard work, the tachyon emitter was ready for testing. It was a large device that looked like a silver cannon with glowing blue rings around it. They installed it in a small ship and took it to an empty area of space. Targeting the test drone, said the ship's pilot. A reptile-like alien named Rick, Sharp. He had scales the color of sand and golden eyes that blinked sideways. Emitter powering up, Kate said, watching the control panel. The blue rings began to glow brighter. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Fire. A beam of bluish-white light shot from the emitter. When it hit the test drone, the small metal ball seemed to ripple and then disappeared. What happened? Admiral Winters asked. Did it work? Kate checked the readings on her screen. Yes, the drone wasn't destroyed. It was pushed into subspace just for a moment. That's what tachyons do. They create a temporary gap between normal space and subspace. And you think this will work on the void? Lily asked. I think the void is some kind of subspace anomaly, Kate explained. If we hit it with enough tachyon energy, we might be able to force it back to where it came from. Admiral Winters nodded. Then we need to build a much bigger emitter, one powerful enough to affect the void. We'll need to put it on the front of the Star Voyager, Kate said. It will take all of the ship's power to make it work. How long? The Admiral asked. 2 weeks, maybe less if we have enough people helping, Kate answered. You'll have every engineer and scientist on the ship, Admiral Winters promised. We reach the edge of the void in 18 days. The planet Harmony will be destroyed in 20. As they headed back to the Star Voyager, Kate looked out the window at the stars. Somewhere out there was the void, growing larger every day, threatening billions of lives, and she, the last human in the galaxy, might be the only one who could stop it. Don't worry, Dr. Carter said, seeing her worried face. Humans always find a way. That's what made them special. Kate smiled slightly. I hope you're right for everyone's sake. The huge ship Star Voyager floated at the edge of the void. From the main window on the bridge, the darkness looked endless, like a giant hole had been torn in the fabric of space. No stars shone through it. No light escaped it. On the front of the ship, the tachyon emitter pointed toward the void like a silver spear. It was much bigger than the test version Kate had built. This one was as long as 3 buses and covered with glowing blue rings. Kate stood on the bridge next to Admiral Winters. Her heart beat fast as she watched the final preparations. Everything depended on this moment. All systems are ready, reported Rick Sharp from the pilot's seat. Engines at full power. Shields at maximum, said another officer, a tree-like being whose bark glowed with soft green light. Dr. Carter and Lily Blue stood nearby, watching Kate with hopeful eyes. In the weeks she had been on the ship, they had become her friends. They had helped her understand this new galaxy, so different from the one she had known. Emitter power at 90% and rising, said the chief engineer through the communication system. We're almost ready. Are you nervous? Dr. Carter asked Kate quietly. Yes, she admitted. What if it doesn't work? What if I've missed something? Then we'll try something else, he said simply. But I believe in you, Kate Miller, the last human, the one who will save us all. Emitter at full power, called the engineer. Ready to fire. Admiral Winters looked at Kate. It's your plan. Give the order. Kate took a deep breath. She thought about Earth, her lost home, about all the humans who had lived and died while she slept in her pod, about the billions of aliens on the planet Harmony who would die if she failed. Fire, she said firmly. A massive beam of blue-white light shot from the front of the ship, striking the void. For a moment, nothing happened. Then small ripples appeared on the surface of the darkness, like stones thrown into a pond. It's working, Lily cried. The ripples grew larger. The edge of the void began to pull inward, contracting like a balloon losing air. More power, Kate ordered. The ship shook as the engines pushed even more energy into the tachyon emitter. The beam grew brighter, almost too bright to look at. The blue rings on the emitter glowed like suns. Suddenly there was a flash of light so intense that everyone on the bridge had to cover their eyes. When they could see again, the void was gone. In its place were stars shining brightly against the blackness of space. A cheer went up across the bridge. Officers hugged each other. Some cried with relief. Admiral Winters smiled, a real, full smile that made her look younger. You did it, she said to Kate. You saved Harmony. You saved us all. Kate felt tears in her eyes. Humans always found a way. That's what Dr. Carter kept telling me. Later, when the celebration had quieted down, Kate stood alone by the window in her room, looking out at the stars. Dr. Carter came to find her. The council has called a special meeting, he said. They want to thank you in person. What happens now? Kate asked. What do I do? I'm still the last human. Dr. Carter hesitated, then said, maybe not forever. Admiral Winters wanted me to tell you. We found something in our searches of old human bases. What? Frozen human embryos, he said. When humans realized they were dying out, they stored genetic material in special facilities on many planets. Most were destroyed or damaged by the radiation, but we just found one that might still be viable. Kate's heart jumped. You mean it might be possible to bring back humans, Dr. Carter said. Not many at first, maybe 100 children, but it would be a start. Where would they live? Kate asked, her mind racing. We've already chosen a planet, Dr. Carter said. It's very similar to Earth. Blue oceans, green lands, the right gravity and air. We call it Hope. Kate smiled at the name. Hope, she repeated. I like that. The children would need a teacher, Dr. Carter continued. Someone to show them what it means to be human, to tell them about Earth, about their history and culture. You want me to be that teacher, Kate said. It wasn't a question. Yes. You would be like a mother to a new human race. Kate looked back at the stars. Somewhere out there was a planet called Hope, waiting for humans to walk on it again. It wouldn't be easy. She would face many challenges, but humans had always been good at overcoming challenges. When do we start? She asked. 2 months later, the star Voyager approached a beautiful blue-green planet. From orbit, it looked a lot like Earth, with white clouds swirling over blue oceans and green continents. Kate stood on the bridge, wearing a new uniform with a special patch, a symbol showing a human hand and an alien hand clasped together in friendship. Welcome to Hope, Admiral Winters said as they prepared to land. The new home of humanity. As the ship descended toward the planet's surface, Kate felt both sadness and joy. Sadness for all she had lost, her family, her friends, her world. But joy for the future that was now possible. She was the last human. But soon, she wouldn't be alone anymore. And someday humans would once again walk among the stars, side by side with the many alien races they had once helped. It wasn't the end of humanity after all. It was a new beginning.